Hey, everybody. So today I was thinking about um, finding a topic that kind of feels good. And so we were sitting here discussing it, and I'm thinking, what should we talk about? I want a feel good topic. I don't want to talk about like uh, health or, I do want to talk about health, but not the disasters or the crazy things. What really brought me down today actually was this. I was looking at some articles. I came across an FDA warning about ibuprofen and how the FDA said be careful giving ibuprofen to your kids or children's Motrin, things like that, because like 16,000 people were dying every year at the time of this warning, which is like 4 or 5 years ago already. 16,000 people every year were dying, and 100,000 people every year end up in the hospital because they take ibuprofen. And I'm thinking, man, I've taken ibuprofen. That's crazy. I could have ended up in the hospital, and that's so risky and so dangerous. But then you go, well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But so I thought, that's your fact. But now I want to talk about something that feels good. Okay, so forget that for now. We'll come back and talk about it maybe in another video. For now, though, think about this. Your brain is powerful. It's miraculous. It's incredible. It's amazing. There are people who can use their mind to overcome diseases. There's a guy, they call him the Iceman, who can use his mind to keep his skin temperature normal. And he like ran a marathon at like the North Pole or in the Arctic, like on barefoot and wearing nothing but shorts. I mean, and he said it's his brain, and he actually taught 12 other people to do the same thing. So it wasn't like genetics or anything. He just randomly picked 12 people, taught them how to do it, and they did it. So it's crazy. And I thought of this other research article. You know how when someone gets paralyzed and they have to sit in a wheelchair all day, let's say they're paralyzed from the waist down, their muscles atrophy. Atrophy means that they start to shrink in size. They start to disappear. Their muscle size goes away. So when they're not using those muscles, the longer it goes, the smaller their muscles get. And so we also know that when you use electricity on muscles, you can get a muscle to contract. So, for example, the Russians in the 80s, they were winning a lot of gold medals in the Olympics, and one of the things they were doing was they were putting electrodes on their muscles of the athletes. And when the athlete would get tired of doing weight lifts, whatever lift they were doing, bicep curls, for example, they would turn on the electricity and it would send electric power into the muscle, and they would do 1 or 2 more reps. So we can get muscles to contract. Some of you are patients. If we've ever used electric stim on you, you know that we can get that muscle to twitch if we turn up the intensity of the electricity. So they programmed this little handheld joystick with a computer with wires that came out of it. Those wires went to electrodes, and they put the electrodes on the leg muscles of these patients who were paralyzed. And they would turn it on, and it would send electricity to the muscles, and the patient with the joystick could push that joystick forward, and all of a sudden their muscles would work. And they were able to stand up and take steps and walk. And the theory was, as long as we're putting weight on those muscles, and as long as they're contracting and they're walking, those muscles won't atrophy. So we're going to solve the problem. Here's what happened. Those muscles still atrophied. They atrophied at the same exact rate as the people who didn't use their muscles. And the conclusion was, it's not contraction of the muscle that keeps the muscle, size and keeps it healthy. It's the mind connection to it. Because unless a nerve goes and connects to your tissues, those tissues cannot be healthy, cannot stay healthy. How important is it that your brain and your body are working together and connected? See, we have nerves that come out of our brain. In fact, every nerve is attached to the brain, right? And those nerves come down the spine and go to the organs of our body. If there's no need for our spine, for a nerve from our spine to be connected to our spleen, why do we have a nerve that goes to our spleen? Why do we have a nerve that goes to our stomach? Why do we have a nerve that goes to our heart? We have multiple nerves that go to our heart. Why does the heart have its own nervous system? See, everything's important. Those nerves, every one of them are important. Now, yeah, there are some people who get like a kidney transplant, and now the new kidney isn't connected to the spine by a nerve. The kidney still works, but you know what? Those people are on a lot of medications still, and they have to stay on it. So here's the deal. What's in here affects what's down here. The Bible talks about how you need to keep positive thoughts in your mind. whatever is noble and praiseworthy and beautiful and good and kind, and think about these things. That's what the Bible says. And when you fill your mind with good stuff, you're not thinking about the negative things. But the minute you start to look for negative things, you forget to notice all the good and the positive. So today, and I know I'm kind of rambling around, but here's the thing. We're alive. We're going to be happy about that. We have a brain that's working. We're going to be happy about that. We have complete use of our arms and legs. We're going to be happy about that. And we're going to spend the rest of today, you're going to spend the rest of today thinking about positive, happy, healthy, worthy things. And you're going to really appreciate your health. And then you're going to do something nice for somebody else.